kind of like the last game. You see a big lead start to slip away, and the first thing that go into your mind, here we go again. It's inevitable. You can't help it. I've been in situations where we have a lead, we start to lead, we lost, start to lose the lead. We lost 4 games in a row, and we had the lead in all the games.
Yep.
And as soon as the team, like, damn, we about to lose this game again. Nobody from the Bucks wanted that basketball last night. You saw it. Giannis, you talk about LeBron run from the basketball. I've never seen a basketball player Usain Bolt from the ball like Giannis was doing last night.
Agreed.
He wanted no parts of it.
No parts.
Holiday didn't want the ball. Middleton, nobody could.
Giannis off the jump ball. They got the tip, and it goes to Giannis.
He almost threw it out of bounds.
He did throw it out of bounds, and Middleton went and dived out of bounds and saved it.
I was like, bro.
Yeah.
Skip, it was just, I've never seen anything like this because this was the number 1 overall seed. They was going to have home court as long as they played. And an 8 seed that came out of the play-in that looked horrible against the Hawks.
Lost its first play-in game at home.
And it took, they might have would have swept them. It took an NBA record 25 threes.
It did.
In game 2 to keep Miami from sweeping them.
Agreed.
Skip, this is bad.
Yeah.
This is bad. Man, I don't know what Budenholzer. I just don't. Skip, I've never seen anything. How do you, a situation like that, you don't put a taller guy on the ball? I mean, that was a perfect throw, a perfect catch. Everything was perfect about that play. But you can't lose on a situation like that, Skip. You got to win this game. You got to somehow find a way to get to a game 6.
Yeah.
This was an epic. And the leads, Skip, it's not like, okay, you lose in a 7-game series, and you lose on, somebody hit a buzzer beater on the game 7.
Yep.
Miami walked them. I'm not so sure if they play a game 6, Miami beat them again. They play a game 7, Miami beat them again. They play 8, 9, 10, Miami beat them again.
Yep.
Skip, you remember when Miami was the first team that kind of gave you a blueprint how to build a wall to beat them.
Yep.
To beat Giannis.
They did in the bubble.
Yep. Man, Skip, this was a cataclysmic failure for the Bucks. This was awful.
Okay. First of all, I do not blame you for picking the Bucks to win it all because they had all the right ingredients. I still think they are the best defensive team in basketball.
I can't tell.
Well, they didn't play up to that, but they have, as you know, all NBA defenders all over the place.
Yes.
Because Drew Holiday, that athletic anonymous poll of all the players, he's voted as the best defensive player because as a perimeter defender, he is.
Jimmy averaged 38, 6, and 5.
I got it. That's why that is special, what you're talking about. Giannis can rim protect with the tallest and best of them.
He got a Bill Russell. He got a Defensive Player of the Year trophy on this. I think that's called the Elijah One trophy now.
Hey, and Brook Lopez leads the league in blocks every other year, and he's at the top.
Finished second as Defensive Player of the Year.
All right. Everywhere you look. And Chris Middleton is no slouch on defense because he will get down in a stance.
Yeah.
And he will defend you at the highest intensity, and their IQs are high on defense. So you got all the above. Yet, to your point, I'm looking at what just happened in Game 4, which was back in Miami.
Right.
Game 4 in Miami, they led by 14 early in the fourth quarter. 14. And then last night, I'm saying, wait a second. You're up 16 going into the fourth quarter last night. 16. You're up 16 at home, and you can't close that deal? That means that, look, Milwaukee is clearly, on paper, Milwaukee's just better than Miami because Miami lost Tyler Hero. He's a former 6th man of the year. He's averaging 20 points a game this year. You lost that. Mm-hmm. You lost the spark of that. Victor Oladipo has given them a little something because there was once upon a time, Victor Oladipo was a really good player. He was an all-star. And he gave LeBron all that he wanted in those series between Indiana and Cleveland.
Correct.
Okay. He's gone. And yet, this one team thinks we're just going to win this game because it is mentally stronger, mentally tougher than the other team. And yet, the incredible thing about last night was Jimmy Butler didn't have the greatest of nights because he wound up 3 of 10 from 3, and he missed 4 free throws, which is so unlikely. He was 5 of 9 from the free throw line and didn't get to the free throw line like he usually does. And Shannon, he had 5 turnovers, and usually in a game of this magnitude in Milwaukee, it's going to get you beaten, right? And there are a couple of turnovers where I'm like, Jimmy, what are you doing? And then down the stretch, he had the 2 most open looks he's had in the whole series. And one, they're both to go ahead, 1 by 2 and 1 by 1. And I think we have the first one. He had just a wide open. It was a 2-point jumper. But it's just like, here, Jimmy, you got this. Like because Drew Holiday fell down and he missed it about as badly as you'll ever see him miss him, way wide left. And then he missed, I think this is still the first one again. But then he had a wide open 3 a few seconds later. These are down the stretch of the fourth quarter. And you miss both of them because they're too easy for him. He needs somebody draped all over him. He needs the highest degree of difficulty. That's when he's going to hurt you, right?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to remind everybody, with 14 seconds left in that game last night in regulation, your Bucks are up 4 points. What, you're at home? You're up 4 with 14 seconds left and you can't close that deal? Yeah. That's just wrong.
Yeah,
okay?
and then because they let a dude walk into a 3.
That is Gabe Vincent. He came right down and just stepped it. It's Vincent. It's nobody special. He just stepped right into a 3 and ripped it, and all of a sudden it's back to being a game. And then Drew Holiday goes to the line and he missed one of his 2 free throws, and all of a sudden you've got a shot at the end of the game. And there's a wild melee out there, and then all of a sudden they're going to inbounds the ball from their end. And if we could see the last play again, and Eric Spoelstra said after the game, I called a different version of this play. And Jimmy said, no, I don't want that. He called something for Jimmy to shoot a jump shot. And Jimmy told him, no, Drew Holiday's going to lock onto me, and he's going to chase me around the screen, so I want something at the rim. And by the way, Gabe Vincent throws a great pass because that's got to be perfect, right?
Skip, but my thing is, why not put Brook Lopez in?
Well, he was in the game. He just took him out because Budenholzer said, I looked up, and they went all wings. They put 5 shooters in the game, and he said, I don't want Brook Lopez on a shooter.
I want Brook Lopez to guard the ball.
Well,
and then I'm going to put Giannis.
So he put Connaughton in, who can jump. Now, he's 6'5", and he can
but see, here the thing is, Skip, is that Connaughton can jump if he has a running start. You have the same situation with LeBron and Ja. You see LeBron is standing up under the goal, and he tries to jump. Ja gets a running start, and he's over the top of it.
Okay, well, I'm not comparing Connaughton to Ja.
No, but I'm just saying.
But Connaughton has won some amateurish dunk contest. I mean, he's got some spring to him.
But Jimmy gets a running start.
And the other thing, Jimmy is 2 inches taller.
Yeah.
And he knew exactly where he was going. He knew he wanted to get Drew Holiday on his hip, which he did. And he turned the corner, and now the pass has got to be Elway-esque. You know, it's got to be where it's supposed to be. If the pass is underthrown, Connaughton's going to get a hand on it, and the game's going to be over, and Milwaukee's going to survive. Yeah. But it got over his leap. You know, it got over his fingertips. And then Jimmy manages to catch it in midair. Usually you go glass there, and he went straight in. Right. And he's following him down. That's
the Luka play.
I know.
Remember the man that Luka got it and hit the little shot?
Yeah, and he hit the little shot, and I look up, and it just took my breath away. He did it again?
Yeah.
And then, Shannon, we go to the fourth quarter. Let me just, I want to show you these stats real quick. This is the fourth quarter. Would you believe, because people lose touch with this, would you believe that Giannis was 1 of 9 in the fourth quarter? He was 1 of 9 and 2 of 5 from the free throw line. Well, that's why you lost, right?
Yeah. You
got all these commanding leads, but a guy that you have said is the best player on the planet, he shoots 1 of 9 in the fourth quarter. Well, you can't. No. You're too good. You're too unstoppable at the rim. You gotta make a couple of buckets because that's all you need. If he goes 3 of 9,
they went 17 free throws.
Okay, well he missed 13.
That was 28 of 45.
Okay, all right. And then before we get to Giannis's free throws, which just absolutely lost the game, I also got to show you in overtime. The key bucket to me is Bam Adebayo fouls out. And I'm thinking, they're in some trouble here because there's too much time left after he fouls out. It's 2:03 left. And then with 1:43 left, his replacement, the immortal Cody Zeller, comes in And did you see this inbounds play?
Yeah.
I don't know what they're doing, but this is the game right here. This is inbounds to Cody Zeller. They just completely lose him. I don't know whose fault it was. If it was Brooke Lopez, I guess it was Brooke. I don't know.
But that's your guy. I mean,
it looks like it. But Cody Zeller?
But see, I see what he did.
I think
he chased Jimmy Butler. He's looking for, but you got to talk about that because he chases Jimmy Butler to the corner.
Okay, you just let Cody Zeller come in cold after playing
and get
nothing
a dunk.
and get a wide open dunk to put them up 7 in overtime with 1:40 left. Well, guess what, ladies and gentlemen? You're done.
You're asking
you
for
just
it.
got gentlemen swept right out thanks to Cody Zeller dunk. I'm like, what are you doing?
Skip, if you just look at the stat line, the Bucks shot better from the field,
Yep.
better from the three.
They
had
every
11
game.
more rebounds.
Yep.
They had more offensive rebounds.
Yep. Okay.
And you lose the game.
Okay.
Because
Shannon, they're called free throws for a reason because they are free.